Hi everyone, it's Cheryl, and I am here with another journal I've made. This one is a vintage sewing journal. I'm still working on cleaning up my craft room, and I'm trying to use up papers and scraps and everything else I can find, so I'm kind of going crazy making journals right now. This one started out as a Reader's Digest condensed book, an older one, and I really like them because of the size. They're perfect to me for journaling, so I wish I could find a bunch more of them. Glad rummage sale season's coming. I haven't seen any in the thrift stores for quite a while. So on this one, what I did was I just covered the book with some pattern pieces from an old Barbie doll pattern that it was ripped up and most of the pieces were missing and stuff. So these were just some pieces that were left in the pattern envelope, which also was all ripped up from about 1964, so it's vintage. The on the front I put a vintage button here, and I just used a hairband closure for this. The material on here, I don't know if you can see it, is an old material, and it's got a baby print on it with little clowns and all kinds of little stuff. It's really cute. The sewing machine came from, I believe, a page in, I don't know, it was a stack of paper I had, and I used most of the stack, but this was there, so I just mounted it on a piece of real light cardboard and stuck it on. I have an old Better Homes and Gardens sewing book, so I just cut out some like skirts, marking, underlinings, things that had to do with sewing. The twill tape on the side here is from Hobby Lobby, and it looked like a ruler, so I thought that was really cute. And this up here is just a piece of old bias tape, and then I put one of those needle threaders that don't really work very well, or at least not for me. I used one of those on there as an embellishment also. The book is the signatures are sewn in with baker's twine in a kind of gold and white, and I used the copper and brown paper because it's kind of got a chain stitching pattern to it. So I thought, well, stitching, sewing, and then the back, of course, is just has a little moth on it, handmade by me, and the year. So let's open it up and take a look and see what's inside. Alright, first of all, I didn't put any pockets or anything on this page. I just thought it was kind of neat the way it was, and it just shows. I'm sorry about the glare. My lighting in here is still, yeah, I think that's worse. Still terrible. I haven't gotten a new light for this room yet. I haven't even gotten the room all straightened out yet, but I have made some progress. So that's a good thing. On this page, I just cut out, and I believe this was from Kellergertz and Company. It's a corset ad, and then I cut the corset separately down here, and it is a tuck spot, and I'll just use this tag throughout to show you all the tucks and stuff. Up on top, I die cut a little tab and then sewed a button onto it. Here we have a piece of, it's the Better Homes and Gardens sewing book from the 1980s, and just a flashcard with a Z on it for zipper. Made a little pocket at the bottom and put some lace on. I have a lot of pages in here that are blank, and they're for journaling or maybe sewing ideas. Pictures could be put on them, you know, anything. So we're just going to kind of skip through those kind of fast. This one was a package off some twill tape, and again I put that same lace around the edge. This is using the package as an idea I got from, I think it was Diane H. on here, who makes the most fabulous journals ever. And then I just did a little tag with a little button on top. Excuse my hands, I've been out working in the garden. It's Easter Sunday, and it's a beautiful day out here, and so I was out doing some things with my flowers. Okay, keep going. I just did some stamping on some of the pages because I didn't want them all blank. This, I believe, was also from the Kellergertz and Company. There's more stamping. This is a little piece of a 6x6 pad, and I can't remember which one it was, but it was one I picked up at Tuesday morning. This one, Fabric Dictionary, just gives you the definition of some of the fabrics. And I put a little tab on here out of a faux fur tag that came on my coat I got this year for the lined paper we used when I was a little kid. I bought this box of paper dolls, and they're made to look like the vintage paper dolls, but they're not. And so I just made this dress into a little tuck spot up here. And they're really fun and cute to use in journals. Just a stamp, I believe it's Echo Park or Primo, one of the two. Some tags I made. This is off of Graphic 45 or Hampton Arts stamp. And then just an old piece of coffee dyed paper that I had. I did copy dye the papers for in here. Most of them, I think. I left the backs of these in case somebody wanted to put a photo on there. I took some flocked paper and cut out a little banner and then put the word sew on there. This is just a scrap I had left over. Just, oh, terrible. This just opens up. And then this came from the Keller Kurtz & Company paper, and I wanted to use it as a tag, but it's so big, I'm including it as a bookmark. It's way bigger than my book. Just some old ledger paper. Write down, jot down notes or ideas. Some more stamping. Some washi tape that looks like a yardstick ruler, measuring tape she used for sewing. This is a Christmas paper, but it has, when you look at it, it looks like woven cloth, so I included that. A little bit of lace down the side, and I did not sew it. I should have, but I didn't. I just glued it on. More of that paper, just some more coffee dyed paper. Again, I used that stamp. I love that stamp. This is the other side of the Keller Kurtz paper, and then I took this off my winter coat this year, and then I just made the back into a journaling spot and stamped it. This also was cut out of the Keller Kurtz paper, I believe. A piece of an old pattern, the directions inside. This is just a little tag I had hanging around, and this guy is a little vintage sew-on applique, and I thought he was so cute. I had a little problem with my paper here, so we just put a little cloth washi tape on there. More out of that pattern book, and the other side with another bit of lace and another just little piece of paper folded over. I put a crochet. This has 3 signatures, by the way, and that's the end of the first. This is the beginning of the second, and I have my little tab with the button and a little doily that I crocheted, a little flower, and just some more of the sewing book that I put in here. Feels pretty. This is just a thick piece of paper. I stamped it with little buttons. Some more of that Keller Kurtz paper. This was some more of those little doll clothes, the paper doll clothes, and then I just stuck a little tag in there. And I probably will be attaching some fiber to some of my tags. This was out of the Keller Kurtz paper also, and I just decided to cut it out, kind of cut around it, mount some other paper on the back, and I believe that's the linen and lace collection, and I can't remember if it's DCWV, might be. And I thought I really liked the stack, and once I got it, I decided I didn't really like the stack, so I'm trying to use it up. This is some old beading, and instead of running the piece of seam binding through, I just put it behind it, so it just gave some color. This is a little hat from the paper doll clothes, and then this is just an old Rolodex card that I stamped for journaling and Q for quilt. Just made a little belly band there, and more of the Keller Kurtz paper. This is just part of an older Better Homes and Gardens sewing book that I got, and I just put this little piece of scrapbook paper for a tag. Just then on there. This is a sewing machine book that came with an old Singer sewing machine, and it's been kind of fun to play around with. More of the school writing paper. This was out of that one sewing book, the 1980s one, just some fabrics. Thought that was kind of fun. This is another small stack with a Paris theme, but you know, what's Paris? Paris is fashion. Here I had a little problem with the paper, so I just cut out, like I did on the front, just some sewing things, sewing terms, and just put them on there like that, just to hide it. And some more of the fabrics. This is some more of that linens and lace paper that I don't really care for, and then I just made a little tag and stamped it with a sewing machine. More of that, some more of that Singer book, some coffee dyed paper, a little tuck spot here, and this is another tag I made out of the Keller Kurtz paper. This back side of the Singer paper, stamp some scissors. This is that linens and lace paper. Here's the other side of that piece, and this is what the little cat applique was on, so I thought that was kind of cute. Tuck in there, just made a little journaling card. There's some more of the 1980s Reader's Digest book, sewing book. I had a little problem with the paper up here too, so I just cut out some Tim Holtz ideology letters and just wrote Stitch up there. This is another little tuck spot here at the beginning of the third signature, and I'm going to hold this up because it's got the end of an old thread spool that my mother had on the end of there. It's probably 1970s. We've had some stuff around for quite a while. Another of my little tabs with a button sewn on. This is some more of that Reader's Digest book, and I just put some lace here and then tucked another Rolodex card in for journaling. This came out of the older sewing book, and I just had some fabric on it, and I thought it was kind of a neat thing to tuck in. This is more Keller Kurtz paper. This is some very vintage rickrack that I have laying around and didn't know what I was going to do with it. A page out of a dictionary with a sewing machine on it. More paper. Stamp. I have more of the lined paper. I kind of included that in each thing. I've got a lot of it, so I was using some of that up. Here's a seam tape package, and again, I just made a little tag, put a button up on top. The button holds the tag in, and then I had some washi tape that looks like measuring tape. So it just tucks in there like that with the button over the top. Another one of these little folded pieces of paper that I had laying around. And some more of that linen and lace paper is right here and here. Just another sewing machine stamp. I don't have very many sewing related stamps, so it's kind of a problem. Quilters Betweens, I had some needles and I took that and all I had laying around at the time was some old music note paper, so I just glued that on the back. Tucked it in there. This is more of that linen and lace paper stack, and I just cut it. It was in the corner of the paper, and I just cut it out. And then this is just out of a teacher's planning book. I had that laying around, so I decided to put that in for writing or whatever. Another one of the little paper doll dresses, little tag from the Keller Kurtz paper. The other side of that, this, just some more papers. This is the other side of the dictionary page, and I glued on one of my little crochet flowers on there because what was there wasn't very pleasant. So I just glued that over the top of it. A little Tim Holtz sticker, just a little more stamping. Some more of the paper, and I made a little pot. This is the other side of the one, and with the pocket and the lace, and then just a couple little spots to journal, tag, and a journaling card. This was another of the Tim Holtz Ideology stickers, and this is the back of the book. This was from some Halloween ribbon that I had, and I just attached it to another page in the book, stuck a button in the middle, and just covered the back of it. And that is it. So that's my book. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. And thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.